For today's topic, we're going to talk about buying vacation property. So let's talk about number one place to buy. So if anybody out there has thought about buying a vacation property, I'm just going to briefly tell you the top places. Well, the top places I think and why. So number one, Panama. So I don't know if anybody has ever been to Panama. I have not been to Panama, but I have some friends that have invested in Panama. And one of the two main reasons or the recommendations that they recommend Panama is number one for apartments, for rentals, and agricultural opportunities. So it's a buyer's market over there. The market is pretty stable, and mainly because Argentinians, Colombians, and Venezuelans are continually investing over there. So great opportunity. Plus recently they have a relationship with China. So I think that Panama is deemed now number one place to invest in because of its potential growth. So that's number one, top of the list. Number two, and for all my Brazilians, because actually my two assistants are from Brazil. So Brazil is number two. It's rated number two. I've never been to Brazil. It's on my list. One of my good real estate friends moved down there, actually part-time there and part-time still on Vancouver Island. So Brazil, Fortaleza area apparently is a hot little area, especially for rentals. So when you're investing in a property to use or to visit, you also potentially want to make some money. After all, that's what it's about. So 8% yield on return for rentals in Brazil, especially in this particular area. And the real is against the US dollar is at 3.81 real to $1 US. I say US dollar because unfortunately a lot of overseas purchases are made with US currency. So I can't use our Canadian currency, but we're going to base it on US currency. 10 years ago, it was 1.6 real per dollar, $1. So, the weaker currency, sorry to my Brazilian friends, makes it a good place to invest and great opportunity to earn top yield and get some great rental income. Number three, Dominican Republic. My mom actually just spent the last 2 winters in Dominican Republic near Santo Domingo, which apparently is a popular area. And so Santo Domingo is popular because it's sort of a throughway. A lot of the business travelers that are coming for the economic boost there are going through Santo Domingo. So if you want to invest in a condominium, apparently the best things to invest in Santo Domingo is presale apartments. So because they're actually building them specifically for business travelers. And a lot of business travelers tend to stay more than a week, and they'd rather stay in an apartment than a hotel. So you definitely have a little more reliable income coming from one of those. Plus it's new, so it'll be pretty easy, because one of the drawbacks to owning properties overseas or in any vacation property for that matter, where you're not living there full time, is it's kind of hard to maintain or find someone trustworthy to look after it. So number 4, Thailand, on my bucket list for sure, especially for the agriculture. So strong economy in Thailand. Their upside, of course, is tourism. So the influx that go to Thailand, actually Bangkok itself is one of the most visited, even more visited than London and Paris. So all of you that have been to Thailand, the only problem with buying an investment property in Thailand is that the land itself is leasehold, so there is no freehold ownership there. The only freehold ownership that they allow are condominiums that are not owned, that the complex is not more than 49% foreign purchase. So I guess that's kind of a good thing, because if you have areas that are only foreign purchase, then it sort of dictates the market value. So they do have a restriction on that. So as far as return on your investment, leasehold properties would probably not turn as good of an investment as freehold. I would definitely say that. So number 5 is Portugal, another place on my bucket list. So since 2015, actually the market has been increasing in Portugal, and some of the neighborhoods there are so inexpensive, or some of the properties there that I've looked up, that it doesn't even make sense. Like, I can't even believe that they can sell them for that cheap. So check out Portugal. Lisbon area actually is one of the least expensive. And I looked up actually Algarve coast. I don't really know that coast, but I guess it's just past Lisbon, and you can get a mortgage there. So this is actually kind of interesting. So some countries you can actually get non-resident mortgages, and the terms are actually not that bad. Okay, number 6, France. So France actually has a pretty stable economy. It's, the market goes up and down just like everywhere else. So great investment return. And there's basically lots of euro bargains still. And in that country, actually in France, you can get pretty good financing options. So I read that 2% you can borrow, and an 85% loan to value. So those of you that don't know what loan to value means, it basically means that you can borrow 85% of the total value of the property and pay 2% interest on the mortgage. So that's pretty good for out of country purchase anyway. Okay, number 7, because I had to include it, of course, is, who can guess? Anybody? Mexico. So I own property in Mexico. Many years ago I bought it. It was kind of an impulse buy. So Mexico, obviously the best reason that people buy in Mexico are for tourism. I have my properties actually that rent on Airbnb over there, and I have found finally a really good manager that looks after them. So the top markets in Mexico are actually Puerto Vallarta and Playa del Carmen. I own property in Manzanillo. Don't ask me why. It's about 4 hours south of Puerto Vallarta, but I love it. And yes, I will definitely have fun in Mexico. So there are definitely more, but those are the top 7. One thing I did want to mention is that if you don't think it's possible, you may be able to pull out some money from your existing home and have it appraised and see if there's a possibility that you can buy that dream vacation property just by using the home or the money that's in your existing property. So if you would like to get a free market evaluation, you can contact me and just private message me, and I'm happy to send that over to you for the purpose of refinancing only. It's always best to do that when your house is not on the market, because it's an independent appraiser that would come in and do the reassessment of your property. But I can give you a generalized value to see if there's enough money that you can buy your dream place, wherever that may be. Might be one of the top 7 or your own top. So anyway, thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.